Coming up next on Arizona Horizon, we'll look at a new Phoenix area housing report released today. We'll also hear how photographers are giving pictures as much as taking them. And we'll check out some very unusual wheelchairs. Those stories next on Arizona Horizon.
Arizona Horizon is made possible by contributions from the Friends of Eight, members of your Arizona PBS station. Thank you.
Good evening and welcome to Arizona Horizon. I'm Ted Simons. A new report shows that the Phoenix area housing market is ending the year with a drop in demand and activity. The report also shows reluctance on the part of first-time homebuyers, especially those under 30, to jump into the housing market. Joining us now is the author of the report, Mike Orr, the director of the Center for Real Estate Theory and Practice at the W.P. Carey School of Business. Good to see you again.
And you too, Ted.
It sounds like the market is ending the year on a bit of a whimper.
Yes, well, prices have gone up dramatically in the last 2 years. In fact, it's hard to believe, but the median sales price has gone up by 71% since 2 years ago. And when prices go up that much, eventually sellers start to get a bit overwhelmed and say, okay, that's enough. And so the demand has definitely been declining. In fact, it started declining in July. At first, everyone said, oh, it's just the interest rates going up a little bit. But now we're seeing a sort of general weakness in demand. And as you mentioned, it's very prominent in two particular sectors. The younger first-time home buyers not really coming out in large numbers. And secondly, the investors that we've had around for a very long time, they're now saying, well, prices have got to the point where nothing's a bargain anymore, so they're looking elsewhere.
So basically, this is not necessarily a seasonal thing.
No, seasonally we always have less activity in the fourth quarter than we do in, say, the second quarter, but normally November, December are reasonably active. And they're definitely about 20% quieter than I would normally expect.
You mentioned those under 30 uninterested.
Well,
what's going on out there?
The ones I've talked to, it just hasn't hit their radar. You know, they're too busy living their lives, finding jobs, paying off student loans. They're doing everything that 25 to 35-year-olds do, and buying a house hasn't even occurred to a lot of them.
What about qualifying for loans? Is that a problem for
them?
them?
That would be if they even thought of it.
Not even getting that far.
I think, you know, some of them obviously are doing, but, you know, it's very rare. And qualifying for a loan is quite tough if you don't have a long history. You know, if you've got to have a good credit history, ideally have a job for quite some time too. If you've only been in a job for less than 2 years, then most lenders will turn you down flat straight away.
And you mentioned prices, entry-level prices increasing with everything else?
Actually, entry-level homes have gone up at a greater percent than all others. So they are more expensive, and there isn't all that much around in the areas that young people like to live. You tend to find the younger generation wants to live closer to downtown, where the action is, not out in Buckeye or Sandtown Valley. You know, it's really, to them, the suburbs are not particularly attractive, even though the house prices might be lower.
It sounds as though, again, with these under 30s, not all that interested, fewer households are forming. That's going to have a little bit of an effect down the road, correct?
I think a lot of them are leaving marriage later in life, and so very often they're finding a place to rent and then sharing it amongst more people than, say, 10 years ago. So you'll find a lot of young people sharing a house, coming and going, and that works out a lot cheaper if you can divide the rent between lots of people.
I know a lot of folks, entry level and otherwise, got into there because they had foreclosures. Mm-hmm. What are foreclosure numbers looking like? What are foreclosure starts looking like?
They're actually back down below normal now for the population size. They're about the level that we were in 2002, whereas the population is about 25% bigger than then. So foreclosures are no longer a big issue.
Interesting. Past
foreclosures are still an issue, the ones that have already happened, because that's damaged people's credit. So a lot of people who are currently renting, if they were to apply for loans, they would still probably get turned down because of the foreclosure on their record. They still have some time to serve before they get rid of that.
And we mentioned the under 30s, but let's talk about those who did have problems when the housing crisis hit. Are they psychologically predisposed now to maybe say, I'm not so excited?
Yeah, well, I think up till about 2006, there was a theory that home prices never went down, and we've now seen that that's not true. So people are a lot more wary than they were, and particularly the younger generation they've only seen hard times. You know, if they're, say, 25, the last 7 years have not been that great. But the baby boomers, you know, if they bought their first home in, say, 1975 or something, then they've seen a lot of appreciation. So when they get out of the market, they're quick to get back in so that they can amass some wealth through future appreciation.
So I'm guessing the supply of homes out there increasing. Is it increasing a lot?
Not really. It's increased, but it's increasing just because of the slack demand.
Yes.
You know, homes that are listed stay around a lot longer before they go under contract. If you count up the new listings, which gives you some idea of the raw supply, they're actually lower now than they have been in the 13 years I've been measuring them. So we're not getting a flood of new listings, but what we have got is enough to supply the weak demand we're now seeing. So it's basically a subdued market right now.
What about, let's talk homes $150,000 and less.
Right.
That hit the hardest right now?
In terms of demand falling
Yes.
off, demand is definitely weak, but the supply is very low too. You'd still have to hunt quite a bit to find an attractive home in a nice area at that sort of price. Where the supply is growing most is actually in the mid-range, from about 200 to about 400,000. If you're buying in that range, you've got a lot more choice, probably as much as 3 times as many homes to choose from as you had in April.
Interesting.
And fewer people shopping. So you're going to get a much nicer time. You'll be treated with respect by the sellers. They will actually read your contract, and you'll probably be able to get some concessions out of them.
What about luxury homes? We talk 800,000. Those sorts of.
Yeah, above 500,000, the market's actually in pretty good shape. It's not like we have a low number of homes for sale, but the buyers are very willing to pay. We always see this when the stock market does well, and we've had a pretty good year for the stock market, and luxury homes tend to be one of the first things that people who've done well in the stock market think of spending some of that money on.
What about the availability of jumbo loans? A little easier than in the past?
Well, a lot easier, actually. I mean, last year, jumbo loans were very scarce. All the lenders, they wanted to write loans that they could sell to the government, Fannie or Freddie, and that meant loans below $417,000. This year, that's gone out of fashion. Now they want to write big loans to people who are likely to pay them back. And that means wealthy people. So loans of $800,000 or so are really very much in vogue for many lenders right now.
Townhouse, condo market, any changes there, anything of note?
It's following a similar sort of pattern. The one thing that's still not coming up is sort of new condo construction downtown. I mean, I think that actually would be very popular if we had some small, affordable condos down in sort of the center of Tempe, the center of Phoenix, the center of Scottsdale. And some of them are being built, but we're only seeing, well, the total number of condos sold each month new is only about 50 or 60, whereas 10 years ago we were getting 700 or 800.
And again, as you mentioned earlier, especially folks under 30 or the first-time buyers, they want to be in that urban environment.
Yeah.
You would think as long as they're priced accordingly, they might go.
They don't need 2,500 square feet. You know, maybe 1,000 would be fine.
Yeah.
They don't have children yet, and if it's close to the light rail, you know, it's going to sell well, I think.
So what is all of this doing to the rental market?
The rental market's pretty stable, actually. We've had plenty of new rentals basically coming out of the foreclosure crisis. A lot of people lost their homes and they became rentals. And renters and the supply of rentals have been actually fairly imbalanced for quite some time. The rents across the valley, about 70 cents per square foot per month is an average. I mean, you'll pay a lot more than that in a luxury area, but that's the overall average. And it's been the same really for the last 5 or 6 years without much change.
So it sounds like we're cooling things down here. Sounds like we're going to be cooling things down on into next year. Is this a healthy, is this in the long run a good thing?
Well, it's cooling down, but it's cooling back to normal, really. We've been at boiling point for a long time, and we're just coming off the boil and back to normal. So there's no need to panic. This is just the usual level of supply. You know, we have now like 4.5 months of supply. In April, we had 2.5 months. Now that feels like a very low amount of supply when you're trying to buy. 4.5 feels good. 4.5 to 6, I'd say, is the typical range for a normal market. So we haven't had a normal market for a very long time, so people have forgotten what it feels like, and this is what it feels like.
I was going to say, is there such a thing as a normal market here in the Phoenix
Well,
area?
actually, back in the first quarter of 2003 was normal. I was actually trying to sell my house at the time and got frustrated that it took quite a while to sell.
Normal hits every 10 years.
Yeah.
All right. Mike, it's good to have you here. Thanks
All right,
for joining
thanks
us.
very much.
When London Bridge was completed in 1831, the automobile didn't even exist. By 1968, it may not have been falling down, but the bridge was sinking under the crush of modern traffic. So the City of London decided to sell it to a developer in Arizona. Just off of State Route 95 in Lake Havasu City is a plaque memorializing the dedication and reopening of the bridge in October 1971. The two-day gala included an elaborate dinner attended by 800 people, including then Arizona Governor Jack Williams and Sir Peter Studd, Lord Mayor of London. Behind the fireworks and go-go girls was over 3 years of risk-taking and hard work. It was the dream of C.V. Wood and Robert McCulloch, who were developing the fledgling town. The bridge was purchased for over $2 million. The 22 million ton structure was dismantled, each stone numbered, and shipped 10,000 miles to Long Beach, California, and then trucked to Lake Havasu's Colorado riverbank. It took 40 workers 3 years to reconstruct the bridge. The original 19th century construction crew of 800 took 7 years, and 40 laborers died. The bridge survived the German Blitz of London during World War II. Its light poles are made from cannons seized from Napoleon's army at the Battle of Waterloo in 1815. The metal melted down and forged into lamps. Today, the London Bridge attracts over 1.5 million sun-seeking visitors a year, exceeded only by the Grand Canyon.
There are many who don't have the means or the wherewithal to have a higher quality portrait or family picture done, but this weekend, photographers here in Arizona and around the world will be taking studio quality portraits for those who in some cases have never had a nice portrait to call their own. Nicholas Papagallo is a national president of the Photographers Adventure Club. He joins us now to talk more about this. Is one of those things that when you hear about it, you go, why haven't we heard about this? Or, this makes perfect sense. Talk to us again about what you're doing to help folks feel like folks.
We heard about it a few years ago, and the same thing. We thought the same thing. We're like, wow, this is amazing, and we really want to be a part of this. And with our club, we reach out to like 19,000 photographers. So we decided, let's try to figure out some more about it and get involved. Our part in this is we put everything together from the beginning all the way through, and we actually give portraits to our guests for free. There is no cost for them. So they get an entire portrait experience. Some of them have never had a picture taken. We did it in Tempe last year, and it was for displaced families and people that could come down and get their picture taken. And it was really great. It was our first year being involved last year.
And photographers, again, giving of their time and their skills. Hairstylists, makeup also included?
This year we're not doing that. Last year we did actually include all of that because of our demographic. This year it's going to be for the Down Syndrome Network. And it's actually at their event, their annual party that they're having for the family. So they're coming already this year. We're just going to keep shooting away.
Well, talk about the logistics. Talk about the event when you go there, if you see all this. For the photographers, how does it all work?
We get there at 8:30 in the morning, and we're going to be setting up studios, actual professional studios. We have 5 studios, a Santa booth, and a booth for like fun stuff, kind of like your old-time photo booth. So we're starting early, and then by 10:30 we're going to be all set up and actually taking pictures, and we're going to shoot till 1:30 and print them all up, and they get to leave with the pictures.
So it's there. Now, in the past, I know that some of the subjects have been able to write certain things on their pictures. You can continue that this time, or how's that going to work?
Yeah, they can write stuff on them. They can download them online if they want to put them on Facebook or share them with friends, family, use them for their Christmas cards. That's why we do it around the holidays. Mm-hmm. It is a global effort, too, so we're not the only one that's actually doing this. This is worldwide.
Let's take a look at some of the examples here, because these are some folks that, again, and these are people who may not necessarily have ever really had a nice picture taken of them, correct?
Correct.
And it includes families, includes single portraits, those sorts of things?
Sure, and anyone that feels like they want to come down and check it out.
And like a family like this, afterwards, what kind of response do you get from folks when they see this quality of portrait?
Oh, when they see it for the first time, they just light up. The whole experience is great for them. The kids love it. They just, they're really just light up and love it.
It's interesting because you see people, portraits, they're such, if they're not too staged,
Yeah.
they just tell you so much. You get
Yeah.
to,
It's definitely a great time. We had all kinds of people come in last year. We don't have any restrictions on it. If you feel like you want to come out and be a part of it, we welcome you in.
And now these portraits, they're not going to be sold, they're not going to be included in portfolios. It's basically, again,
Nope.
I just love this one. This is fantastic.
Yes, definitely.
I mean, folks with what they have and what they love. And again, that dog's never had his portrait taken
Nope.
before. So, how did this idea get started?
There's a gentleman named Jeremy Coart, and he started the idea just as a concept for himself, and it's kind of gone viral, I guess you would call it, where thousands of photographers have actually picked this up and started doing these, and it fit our actual photographers. That's why we took it up, and there are a couple other in the Valley. Some were last weekend, and we're doing one of the bigger ones. We're having about 420 guests come through on Saturday.
Interesting. So if someone, let's say you're taking a picture in previous events or future events of someone who's homeless, what do you do with the picture? How do you make sure they get a copy, or it can be something they can put somewhere?
We print it right out for them, so it's an 8x10 print. And after speaking to people, because we kind of thought of that ourselves, what are these people going to do with the pictures? Many of them sent them home to family, to kids that they have. Some of them wanted it for Facebook, so we gave it to them on like a flash drive because they evidently have Facebook accounts. So they really were able to get it out to more people, and they could just be temporarily displaced. It doesn't have to be just strictly homeless. So it's, again, anyone that can use it, and they do leave that day with the portrait.
And again, the response from the subjects, just they're tickled pink.
Overwhelming, yeah. It's for the photographers, it's great to watch everyone just, they're smiling, they're glowing. Last time we did a lot of makeup and hair and everything, and they'd never been done up like that before.
Yeah.
So they were just, look in the mirror and be like, wow, this is amazing.
Well, you mentioned the photographers. Talk about the response from photographers, because I would imagine people who take portraits, specializing even in portraits, obviously all kinds of photographers are involved, but you can get some folks who can be a little cranky and a little demanding. I'll bet you these folks are a joy to work with.
Yeah, it's a different experience.
Yeah.
Because you're giving them something, and it is very fulfilling for all the photographers and all the volunteers. Not everyone's shooting pictures. We have a lot of other logistics going into that of people helping get to the booths, people setting stuff up, setting lights up, social media people. We've been working on this for a year, since last year, so it's a big production.
I was going to say, are there shots of behind-the-scenes activity and
Yeah.
other kinds of things going on?
Correct. We're doing video. We do behind-the-scenes photography, so we can promote for next year to let other people know, like, hey, come out and check this out.
And so how can people come out and check this out? What kind of information you got for us?
This is at the, it's in Scottsdale. It's at the Venue, and there is a public booth. So we have 5 total booths. 4 of them are going to be for the DS network, and then there's going to be 1 there for public use. So anyone could come in and get their pictures. We're starting at 10, let's see, it's going to be 10:30 start time till about 1:30, that anyone could come in during those times.
Now, when you say anyone can come in, those are the subjects. What about photography? If a photographer's watching right now and saying, I wouldn't mind getting involved with this, how do they get involved with this?
They can find us on the Photographers Adventure Club website, which is just photographersadventureclub.com, and send me an email. I check all the emails myself, and this year we're filled with our volunteers, so because it is this weekend, but we're open to next year. We're going to start planning right away again.
And the Photographers Adventures Club, what is that?
It's a network of photographers that we just got together, and we like to go out to do photo walks. We go out and teach classes, teach Photoshop, Lightroom. We just like to network and do model shoots. Everyone gets together and has a great time, always passing information around.
I saw someone saying it's about giving pictures and not taking
Correct.
pictures. And that's basically what this is about, isn't it?
Correct.
All right, so again, this Saturday at the Venue in, that's downtown Old Town Scottsdale?
Correct.
Okay, 10:30, get there. If you're a photographer, check the website for more information. Again, this is one of those things where you hear about it and you go, this is fantastic. I can't believe it hasn't been done a long time ago. Thank you so much, and congratulations on a great effort.
Thank you.
A Glendale man's quest to help his brother has turned into a lasting legacy. Producer Christina Estes and photographer Stephen Snow show us how.
This is my garage called Great House Lab. That's where we come up with inventions, designs, do wheelchair stuff.
Take a look at Lance Greathouse's idea of wheelchair stuff.
This is the Dr. Evil chair. Remember Austin Powers, that Dr. Evil? We named it Dr. Evil, but the only difference with this one is it has a barbecue in the back, so you go out, you can do your tailgating with your buddies, and you can cook your food right in the back of the thing here. And you have your stereo and your lights and all that.
Lance admits his love for special effects is behind the Dr. Evil chair, but there's another man behind every piece of metal Lance touches, his younger brother Brent.
He started limping with his leg a little bit, and within 5 years he was gone.
Lance says Parkinson's disease robbed his best friend of his motor skills, while people sometimes chipped away at his dignity.
They treated him totally different. People would always look down to him like there was something else wrong with him. They'd talk to me instead of him when I was in the area. So what we decided to do was made him a really cool looking wheelchair, and then it changed from people looking at him, you know, like, what's wrong with you, to like, wow, what's that chair? We got to see it. And they start talking, and they just treat him totally different.
This is the chair that started it all. Lance says the seat came from an aircraft.
I didn't have the heart to get rid of it, so what I did is I just put these tracks and these lights on it, and I use it for actually my office chair in the office here. And it always brings back memories of my brother.
These tank-like tracks have become quite popular.
The biggest request we get is for people wanting to go out in the desert, camping, something that, you know, climb anything.
The one that turns the most heads is the one they call Lord Humongous.
It's Mad Max Road Warrior inspired. What is it like? It's pretty empowering.
During the week, Christopher Collins designs software. On the weekends, he designs wheelchairs.
So the chair here we picked up in Tucson from the Boneyard, and what it came out of was a rescue helicopter, and the part that we're pivoting this vehicle on used to actually pivot out of a helicopter. They drop down their rescue line, and then they would, you know, pull them up. And so we used that as our inspiration for this pivoting point, which was the point where it connected to the helicopter before.
The horn comes in handy to warn people about the propane flame effect.
A lot of people see what I'm doing, they say I'm nuts, but like all the disabled people say, dude, you're right on track. You just keep going. We love it. Everything doesn't have to be so serious all the time.
While they have a lot of fun, they're also improving lives. Recently, Lance and his volunteers built a chair for a man in Oregon.
And then we also found out that the guy was an avid fisherman, and one of the things his friends always miss is after he had the stroke, he could never go fishing on the boat with him again. So we came up with an idea here, and we all built him a custom fishing chair that would hold his fishing rod and everything and fit in the boat, and we were able to ship all that up to him and donate it to him.
Lance says every chair they build comes from donated parts. Chairs that are broken or no longer being used fill his property.
This is why I need a storage container. I've got over 35 chairs in here that are getting ruined from the rain, and I need a place to put them. I mean, it looks like junk, but this is hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of stuff.
They want to turn that stuff into standard motorized chairs for people who can't afford them. But even with all the free parts, Lance says it's still pricey.
Batteries kill us. I mean, every time we donate a chair, it cost us $150 just to buy the set of batteries.
They're tackling the paperwork to form an official nonprofit in hopes of attracting some financial donors.
We're almost there. Nothing comes easy.
But the payoff is pretty nice.
Every time we donate a chair and the look on the person's face, well, we know we're doing the right thing.
In honor of his brother, Lance wants to set a world speed record in an electric wheelchair. The goal, 80 miles an hour. Friday on Arizona Horizon, it's a journalists' roundtable, progress in the investigation of uninvestigated child abuse reports, and a new poll shows a very early leader in next year's governor's race. That and more at 5:30 and 10 on the next Arizona Horizon. And a programming note, we talked to Michael Christie of the Phoenix Symphony last night about Friday night's great performances. He will be conducting the Minnesota Opera in the world premiere of Silent Night, Friday night at 8 here on 8. That's it for now. I'm Ted Simons. Thank you so much for joining us. You have a great evening.
Arizona Horizon is made possible by contributions from the Friends of 8, members of your Arizona PBS station. Thank you.